Oh, they like hate each other.
Yeah, they're like mad unruly, and I remember just being like, "Fuck that, I'm back." Bitches stop acting crazy. And they did. Oh, look, Al Camino.
Yeah. Whoa.
Nice looking Al Camino.
Yeah, that is a nice ass car. But that guy will probably be like, these monkeys are bringing up. Oh,
Huge jump abundance make me sick. Okay, bogey, nigga. Okay, bogey.
I feel like we need to roll up in a suburb and you like just do that. Just to scare a bunch of kids, you know? Or they'll be like, awesome! Oh my god.
This racism is killing me inside.
Anyway, we just came from...
We missed you, Chappelle! Come back!
Oh god. So yeah, we just came out seeing Transformers 4 Age of Extinction. You know what? I'm gonna say it. It wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it like, I would say like the first one. Because the second one I was really annoyed with, and the third one I was very pissed off at. Because this one, they didn't go with the racist thing very much. Like it was like here and there with that Joe Pesci bot that they had, the little like, you know, that piece of shit.
Oh, the nigger bots you talking about?
Yes, I'm glad you said it. Cause, yeah. Yeah, so it wasn't like they had like the racist bots, which is good. You know, the BS with like the robot having a beard and smoking a cigar, like fine, whatever. I'm glad the girl in the movie, like when she got like, you know, down and dirty, she did. It wasn't like the last movie where the girl was like, no matter what, pristine white, even though all the dirt she was rolling in. I was so mad about that. Well, we called BS on when the boyfriend was in like the race car, and we're like, okay, you're in smooth like drifting tires. That's not gonna happen like on like a cornfield, you know?
Yeah.
But
he's sputtering out everywhere.
yeah, you'd just be like, you know, burnout.
No traction.
No traction. No.
When you're a rally car driver, your tires should never be smooth, ever.
Smooth as eggs. My balls be smooth as eggs. Oh god, how do you hold cameras? Yeah. The movie was way too long though. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
As a guy, just don't drink anything before the movie. As a girl, don't drink anything for that day. How about that?
I had to pee like shit, man. I peed before we went into the theater, and
like I said, women don't drink at all that day.
No, but it had the lovely gratuitous violence. The animation was better this time. There was less, no, because the last movie there was a lot of like CGI fuck-ups. Where like Shia LaBeouf was like lifting up like invisible things when he should have been lifting up like a little bot or something. This time there weren't that much of it, and I'm very glad with the with Donnie Wahlberg, with Mark Wahlberg, you know, because it's Mark Wahlberg, so he's actually got kick ass. It's not like with freaking Shia LaBeouf where all he's doing is just screaming and running away.
And all the shit, Mark Wahlberg finds himself a gun.
Right.
Like every movie.
Of course, he's gotta have a gun. It's like how Bruce Willis always just ends up bloody and dirty in every movie, you know. But you know, like it's so weird to say that after like the last one where I was just, where Felicia and I were so pissed off because it was like, also this one. Another good thing is like there weren't like the 4,000 side characters and the parents and the like there were stupid humor things, but the stupid humor guy died really early in the movie, which I was glad because I was getting
he got it hard.
I was
literally
like,
he turned into molten like metal.
Yeah, because I was thinking so hard like my dick. That's the thing, like if like I was glad, just like when we went to go see Godzilla, I was glad that kid reunited with his parents early, because I was like, if he was gonna, I'm glad that, you know, that guy died, because his like, he was like that wimpy guy in like the second one, where the one who was like ooh, all the time, you know, fuel the jets, that fucking guy. I'm glad that guy fucking died. I couldn't deal with it. And then the addition of, several times the boyfriend should have got slapped across the face so many times. What was it like, why'd you buy mouthwash, and what did he say? And to keep it fresh while kissing your daughter or something?
Oh yeah. Sorry. This black family, he would've got cracked a million times over.
He was lucky all he did was just throw the bottle of like mouthwash.
Exactly.
Instead of the bottle of mouthwash being
If it was me, I would've beat him with the mouthwash.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That shit's heavy.
Yeah.
Big ass bottle of mouthwash. That shit hurts.
scope on this, you cheesy line. Yeah. Like I said, it was a little bit long. It was almost 3 hours. I was like, what am I watching, The Hobbit, you know? At one point I was like, I'm just thinking about food. I was just like, movie's kind of happening now. What else? It was just, okay. This is the correct, in a sense, this is the correct way to do a Transformers movie. Yeah, there were the people here and there, yada yada, and they had their storyline, but it was more about the robots for once, which is surprising, because before it really wasn't. It was about Shia LaBeouf, and then, you know, here's some robots, you know?
People of the world, unless his name is Optimus Prime or one of the Autobots, do not believe a fucking word they say.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Well, the little picture's nice. I would have said...
Yeah, I'm filming. What? Alright. Okay.
Why you even this?
What?
That's what we're doing.
Just looking like, okay. Oh god. Eddie. Ooh, switching hands, my arm's tired. Yeah. Ever since I got a new phone, I've been using my phone to film, because it's really good quality.
For once.
I know, my other phone was also like crap.
Yay, slight upgrades in phone technology.
I don't know why I'm holding all that. My arm's getting, woo! My arm's getting tired. Yay! Oh god, that's my hand. Yay! Now I look like a weirdo holding it like this. I feel like I should be like, with you. Now I should have a big fat cigar.
Why? Don't use bad, don't do it.
That's my fake. That's when you know I don't smoke. It's like, that's what I think smoking is like. Or it could be like, you know, the penguin. Anyway. Oh god. Oh, the girl, like, I like the joke that Mark Wahlberg had about how her shorts kept getting shorter.
By the second.
By the second? Because I kept thinking that too. I'm like, honey, stop. Don't do that. You're young. You know? But I did like,
Grew up in a hick town.
I know.
It's like when you get old enough, all you want to do is drink. Or get around people that aren't going to scold you.
Yeah. I found it funny that it's like, oh, you're living like in a field, but your house is like where the field is, but I'm gonna wear heels. I'm gonna wear shoes with heels on it, and somehow stomp around like shit. It's like hard to walk out if you had like boots on, let alone heels, but whatever. For fashion. I did like that towards the end she did have an actual pair of pants on though. And it was only a few times that Michael Bay did the like upskirt shot thing of it. It wasn't that often. I love that he kept doing his signature bad boy shot, which was like everyone's down here, like, yeah, we're all extra huge. You see the buildings, you see us, like that kind of thing. Which kept making me think about Bad Boys and how if there is a third one, I'm fine with it.
Hurry up and make it.
Hurry up and make. What else to say about it? I'll figure out later. I can't think of anything right now. I'm just thinking about food. Yeah, and for now. Alright, so just to finish off the Transformers 4, almost a 2 review. Yeah, again, it's like, I enjoyed it, you know? Just like how I enjoyed the first one, you know? Like, as always, these aren't movies that you take seriously. You don't go like, I don't really need a storyline. So, like, it just farted. It just sounded like it just farted. Sorry, my phone vibrated right on my desk, on a metal object. It totally just sounded like... Oh my god, I'm a child. Anyway, so yeah, so keep that here between my fat folds. Yeah, so it's an action film. You're not supposed to look for substance. I can't stop laughing. Alright. It's an action film. You're not really supposed to be looking for any substance in these movies. I texted Glee about it. I was like, no, I actually enjoyed this one. I wasn't pissed off. I didn't leave the movie angry like I did a bunch of years ago. And she's like, was it because of Mark? I was like, yeah, because Mark Wahlberg made it enjoyable. Because it's Mark Wahlberg. He does, you know, he's got his one-liners, you know, he's like, I think we found a Transformer, you know, that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of those kind of jokes. There's one part where Paul was dying. I think I had to hold him so he didn't literally die. So his daughter is like 17, and the guy she's dating is 20, and he called him Lucky Charms because he has an Irish accent, although at times it sounded a bit Australian. They're like, Optimus had just dropped them off at like this random gas station. They're like having like a quick talk. Now, mind you, like these little exposition things are actually fairly, whatever, are pretty quick in the movie. They're not bad, although the movie did start off kind of slow, and there's a lot of stuff that could have just like, there was a lot of things like they kind of explained via like visual things, like really quick dun 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 dun, and then there are things where you're like, you're taking a little too long with this, you know? So there was a lot of things that could have been cut out, and of course there's a lot of bullshit action things in the middle of it that could have been cut out as well, because the movie was 2 hours and 45 minutes long. And they're talking about how he's talking about like, okay, that's kind of illegal, you know, blah, blah, and then she's like, no, it's under, like, the Romeo and Juliet clause. I was like, what? And I'm like, does this really exist? Apparently in Texas it exists or something, whether it's real or not. And she's like, yeah, well, I was a freshman, he was a sophomore, or some shit like that. And you're like, what? We were friends before, yada yada. And then the dude had it in his wallet. Like, he pulled out his fucking wallet and, like, showed the thing. Like, he pulled out the thing and was like, bam. And, like, it was all, like, on camera for a while. Like, the fucking clause or whatever, like, law. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, I kind of, when this movie comes out, or like, oh god, I really hope the guys at Riff Tracks, you know, make fun of this. I want to like just pause that and like read what the law and shit is, because that's just ridiculous. But Paul was cracking up. He was like dying laughing. I think I heard a little slight whimper come out of him because how hard he was laughing. The fact that you're a kind of guy where if you go out with young girls apparently so often that you need to keep like a slight, like a partial, like a, no, it's okay, it's not statutory rape law in your wallet. There's some concerns, and I'm glad that Mark Wahlberg was, yeah, he's a bit overprotective. At the same time, your daughter dresses quite slutty, so you know what? I understand why you're very protective of her, you know? Yeah, so, but, yeah, I enjoyed this movie. It's not like, it's not at the level of Die Hard 5 where I was just like, oh my god, this is so bad, it's good. This one is like, you know, like I said, it's like the first movie where like, you know what, they had the robots, I was fine with it, yada yada. It's like, like I said before, it's like the correct way of doing it where it's more of a story about the Autobots and about the robots, about the Transformers. Wow, a Transformers movie about the Transformers, you know? So I'm actually very glad that this was much about it, and you know, and I'm glad the shitty character died off, and I kind of hope that the boyfriend died, but he didn't. But you know, he did show off how much of a pussy he was. There's one part where like, yeah, they go to like try to save the girl, and the girl runs to the boyfriend. I was like, Shane, I love you, you saved my life. And Mark Wahlberg's like, really? Because he just totally pussed out like not 5 minutes ago, you know. But yeah, let me just talk about the trailers really quick. So, the first trailer comes on, it's called The Equalizer, and Denzel's in it. So you see Denzel, then you see freaking Chloe Moretz, and it's not Autumn's Piano, no. And she has like this black wig on, she kind of looks kind of slutty looking, and it turns out she is, and she's, I guess, some kind of like girl who's like owned by the mafia or something. She gets slapped a bit. And Denzel is like, I'm not cool with this. So he goes to the place, and like, with his watch, he's like, alright, if I take down these guys, you know, and he just like hits his watch, like, alright, 16 seconds, bam, 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 bam. Like, 5 guys go down. He looks at his watch, shit, 19 seconds. Alright. You know, you're like, So then it's a story about that, and I don't care. Like, I was sold the moment I saw him standing in a room about to fight guys. I was like, alright, I'm already gonna go see this. It's Denzel, he's gonna kick some ass, he's kicking a lot of ass in the movie. He's called The Equalizer, and the thing with the watch, I was like, I'm done, I'm sold, I'm gonna go see it. Just, it's Denzel doing action, and the last time I saw a movie with him in it that I enjoyed was, like, Safe House. It didn't get much, like, not a lot of people really cared for that. And it was also kind of like, I also felt that if Ryan Reynolds wasn't in it, it was actually someone else, it probably would have been, like, people would have cared a little more about it, but that aside. So then the next one is, it's called, fucking nuts. It's called Dracula Untold. I know it's Dracula because I wrote Dracula. Dracula Untold. So it's the bard guy from the Hobbit movie, who looks more like Orlando Bloom than Orlando Bloom, as a lot of people have said. It's him, it's all, you know, shit, they're fighting, yada yada, and then he goes, and there's a cave, and then there's, you know, like, this very vampire-looking, like, you know, Dracula guy, kind of slightly White Walker-looking, you know, Game of Thrones, kind of like, but just kind of like disheveled-looking, all that stuff. He drinks his blood, and then yada yada, blah, blah, blah. It actually looks pretty fucking awesome, because it's like, you're talking about Dracula, and it's not, like, stupid. You know, it's not like, was it Dracula 2000 with Gerard Butler? And there's Dracula 3000, which I still have to watch, so that might be a review in the future. So there's that. And it's obviously not like, not to constantly harp on it, but for fuck's sakes, it's not like Twilight. It's not like these kind of like, we're gonna take this thing and just pussy it out kind of shit. Like, it's, you know, you're a vampire, you're doing vampire things, you know. And the next one, I wrote Twister. It's called Into the Storm. Laurie from The Walking Dead is in it, and all I kept thinking was, get in the house, Laurie! Not Carl, Laurie. You're a horrible mother. So, memes everywhere. I call it Twister for this generation because it's there, at one point you're like, there's like, okay, this is the screen and like all the, like the fucking like horizon, like the house and stuff, and like the fucking Twister is this fucking huge. You're like, god damn, excuse me, god damn, it's like literally citywide, horrendous. But it's like the amount of wind and all that stuff, it's moving like 747s, all that stuff, and these people are in like tunnels, and they're being blown away, and you're like, okay, how do you still have clothes on if it could blow a fucking 747? Fine, whatever. It was funny because we were watching, we were like, yes, we're gonna see that, yeah, we're gonna see that. Once this trailer came out, me and him were like, nah, we're gonna see that. Next is the Ninja Turtles trailer, and I think they kind of corrected it in the trailer because they were like, oh, are they, when they asked April O'Neil, are they aliens? She said, no, they're turtles. And also, she's like, they're ninjas. Yes, honey, thank you. It does look pretty bad, and I have to agree with Paul that they made them humongous. Like, they're just like huge turtles, like, just like, they're just like mad, just brawl, like, you know, guys from the gym who forgot leg day kind of thing. So there's that. Then the Planet of the Apes movie comes out. You know, it comes out. That one shows up. It's alright. The CG is really nice. I totally forgot to mention, we saw this in 3D. We saw Transformers in 3D. Definitely was not going to go for IMAX. Anyways, I saw the trailer in 3D. It's alright. It's more atmospheric, yada yada. There is something that used the 3D really well that... Oh, well, I'll mention in a second. Then there was, like, that Disney, like, planes, like, the fire and rescue thing. Stupid, whatever, who gives a fuck. And then it was Hercules, the Dwayne Johnson one, not the one with the guy from Twilight in it, the one that looked like a ripoff of fucking God of War. This one actually looks pretty fucking cool, and it uses the 3D, like, to its advantage. You see the atmospheric 3D, then you see the gimmicky thing where, like, something is pointing! Whoa! And things and stuff happening, you know? So that actually looks pretty cool, and I was like, fuck it, The Rock is in it, and fuck it, you know, he's in it. And people pretty much watch movies now because he's in it, so why not, right? But I forgot to mention with Transformers, with the 3D, it's alright, it's mostly atmospheric, atmospheric, it's not bad. The 3D part of it, there's one part where there's like ashes, and it kind of did look like something was in front of my face. I almost went like this at one point, but I was like, wait a second. But most of it is atmospheric. It really is not needed in 3D. I only saw in 3D, as a lot of this tends to happen where if I didn't want to see in 3D, I either would have to have seen it earlier in the day or later in the day. Like, there's no in-between kind of stuff. Yeah, but anywho, you know what? It's so weird for me to say this. This one wasn't so bad compared to whatever the second one, the when he went to Robot Heaven, and then the third one about Deep Wang and all that shit. Like, it's not so bad. I think it's because those two were so bad that this one wasn't so bad. Like, even the fucking Dinobots and shit, you know? That one was actually pretty funny. It actually makes sense. Like, when you watch the movie, it makes sense. Because in the trailer, it's like stuff is happening in a city, and out of nowhere, Optimus is in a field riding a T-Rex with, you know, his derpy arms. It doesn't make any damn sense. But in the movie, like, it does make sense. They're bringing in Dinobots, fuck it, do whatever. Also, before I sign off on this, went to Toys R Us to look at some fucking, you know, Transformer toys, and what the fuck is wrong with you, Hasbro? They look like shit, okay? Most of them you can't even transform. They're just like, and they look like you literally just did like a molding of Bumblebee. You can't move it. It's just this hard plastic thing. What the fuck? And then the good stuff are like the huge things that you're trying to sell for like almost $200. Stop it. What happened to my old Transformers? I need the ones made out of die-cast metal, damn it. If not the hard plastic ones we got, you know, when I actually bought Transformers with the first movie, when you had the Star Wars Transformers as well. What the hell? Anyway, see it if you want to see it. It's more of a rental than anything. If you're gonna see it in theaters, do a matinee, go see it with, you know, like a bunch of friends so you can all kind of chuckle and laugh at it. It's, you know, a very bro-y kind of movie as always, but not Godzilla was such a bro movie, because there's so many bros in the theater, but I enjoyed Godzilla way more. But anyway, I don't know what the next movie is. I don't fucking know. It's gonna happen when it happens. But anyway, blah.